All right, week 7, about to go over human resource. All right, as you see, I need help. This is a manager in desperate need of good help. So therefore, obviously the manager needs to make a good hire. So, questionnaires, reports, project plans, customer surveys, he just got a whole lot of things going on. So one of the things about human resource, not about just hiring the right personnel, as we'll go over this week, but it's also about insurance, EEO. It's a whole scope, salary and wages. As a HR personnel, you have to have some knowledge of that. All right, let's move to the next slide. Week 7, managing human resource, Cutt Master Small Business Management. Next slide. All right, why do we need quality employees? Well, the reason why I need quality employees, so therefore I can always stay on track. Quality employees help you stay on track. You can't take vacation if you don't have quality employees, because you might come back and everything might just be jacked up. So having the right people on board can provide an enormous, you hear that action word right here, enormous boost to the overall performance of the company. Staffing is more than about having one great employee. 2 or more high-impact employees will often lead to outcomes that are significantly greater than what they can do on their own. If I'm in the barbering business and I own the shop, I'm in there cutting, I need at least one more. This is what they're saying. I need at least one more good barber in there to carry the weight. One person that's not going to be able to carry the weight. Case in point, let's look at professional athletes. Let's look at right now what's going on with the Los Angeles Lakers. Kobe Bryant is he is a high impact employee of the Los Angeles Lakers organization. Everybody else, right now, are not performing at his level, so therefore they have a losing record. So that's not good, y'all. Therefore, they might not make the playoffs. That is the reason why you have to have 2 or more high impact employees, kind of like the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat, they got Dwayne Wade, they got LeBron James. At any given time, they can take over the game. That's a good case in point. Now, bring it back down, relating to the barber business. You got your two barbers. They can get out 15, 20 haircuts in a 10-hour day. They're performing. They're knocking them out. They got the edges on point. It's rolling. It's rolling. It's like if you got a cleaning business, you need, and you got multiple. Let's say you pick up contracts. Now you got 10 businesses you got to do in a day. You have your 2 high-impact employees. You have them over your teams. You have them over the teams. Boom, we get this 5, we get that 5, but guess what? Everything is done. It's kind of like in the military. Military say dress right, dress right. That's what high impact employees give you. They give you the same performance. They give you the same outcome. Moving on to payroll. Payroll, excuse me. Payroll is one of the largest expense categories for most businesses. Wise employment decisions can have direct impact on the company's bottom line. Payroll is one of the largest expense categories for most businesses, while wise employment decisions can have a direct impact on the company's bottom line. Most successful companies have moved ahead of their competition because they recognize that employees are the business and vice versa. Remember, hiring and holding on to the right people can easily make or break a small business. Yes, it can. Just a case in point, about a month ago, we was watching, Steve Jobs. Apple let him go, pushed him out when Steve Jobs brought in the guy from Pepsi. As a result, they plundered. Had ended up getting $100 million plus loan from Microsoft. So, case in point, hiring and holding the right people can easily make or break a small business. Case in point, I'm in the NBA zone nowadays. NBA's All-Star Weekend. Think about Sam Bowie. Think about the team. What team chose Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan? All right, what I'm going to do is going to keep moving forward. So I want to say Sacramento, or whoever did, or Sacramento or Portland. One of them 2 teams. When I think it was Portland that got Sam Bowie because they already had Clyde Drexler. But either Sacramento or Portland drafted Sam Bowie. As a result, Sam Bowie, he had a semi-okay career in the NBA. But guess what? They could have had Michael Jordan, and they would have won probably a lot more championships than what they have today. So it's all about hiring and holding. Look at Ryan Leaf. When Case in point, NFL. The San Diego Chargers drafted Ryan Leaf. He was a bust. He was a bust. Now the guy's in jail. See, hiring the wrong people. Hiring the wrong people. Now, look at the Raiders. They got Jamarcus Russell. What?
Bust.
Bust. Exactly. Another bust. Now, when it says holding on to the right people, let's see what organizations held on to the right people. Obviously, the Chicago Bulls, they hired and kept Michael Jordan as long as they could. That's the reason why Michael Jordan was getting $30 million a season. His, what, 30 million, 31, and 32 million his last 3 seasons. Because they knew they had the right person to win championships, another 3. And gosh, 30 million back in 1998, well, 96 to 98, it's not 30 million a day. It's probably, you go back and you add inflation, it might be like 50 or 60 mil. The man was getting it, like 2 Chainz song, riding around getting it. Michael Jordan was actually getting it. Yeah. So I think we have this one pretty much summed about hiring and holding on to the right people can easily make or break a small business. You definitely have to retain talent. Sometimes you got to go in your pockets and pay a little bit more to retain talent. Or if you can't go in your pockets to retain talent, you always can do incentives. Hey, you can get out early for the next month. Instead, you work 4 days, I can afford to pay you. You work 4 days, 32 hours, I'll pay you for 40 hours. I'll take that hit. Go ahead and have the day off. Little things like that helps in retaining your talent, especially if they're what? They're a high impact employee. Now we're going to move on to the next slide. Why job seekers choose to work for small firms? Now before I read this, I'm going to tell you why. Working for small firms, you would get paid more than working for larger firms. Okay, I've been through that whole process. And I'm pretty sure, when you go do your research on that, you will find that it's more feasible to work for somebody smaller because you're going to get paid more. Now, playing devil's advocate, a smaller business, a smaller place might go out of business quicker than a larger firm. Just for the simple fact they're smaller, their funds are not as long. All right, it says, what? Competing for well-qualified business talent requires small firms to identify their advantages over larger companies. Employees get to work closely with the CEOs. Now, CEO, when I was coming up in high school, college, even when I was in the military, CEO was like this big man, Chief Executive Officer. That's what it stands for. It seems so big. But now, everybody who starts their own business is a CEO. You might only have one person. And you know what? How many times have you got this phone call? Let's say, welcome to such and such printing. I am the CEO of such and such printing, or whatever. And you're like, gosh, I know this guy. But it goes, I'm just saying, that plex, that thinking mentality we have with what a CEO growing up, it has changed now. Because you do have a lot of small business. And you do have a lot of small business, and they are their own CEOs. So if a company only had, like a barbershop, if Mr. J has 6 people working in his barbershop, is he the CEO? Yes, he is. Easier, okay, move down. Easier to get training in high-level management. And this is kind of like goes with this. Yeah, it's easier to get training in high-level management, but why? Because you're working closely.
CEO management.
Yeah, right there. You're you're working with the CEOs and the management. So you're going to get it. Soak it up. Whether you're a CEO of a barbershop or you're a CEO of Ford, the same principles apply on how to run business. You're in it to make money. And you have to have that trait on you have to have that decision-making skill. You have to also be able to know what employees to hire, when to fire, how to retain. So, you have to know if you can develop it, if you can get this training early in your career, the more better you're going to be at retaining and letting go talent. All right. Employees get to see their work actually make a difference in the company. See, this is a big one right here. This bulletin right here, employees get to see their work actually make a difference in the company. See, reason why I say that, okay, it's kind of like that 6th, 7th, or 8th man on a basketball team. They don't start. They're not in the starting role every night. They don't get called. But guess what? They make an impact on the game. They make an impact on the game when they go in. And now, as a result, the game could be tied. The game could be tied or they could be losing. But they got key offensive or defensive rebounds that shifted the momentum to their team way. And the outcome is what? They win the game. And now they get to see their name in the paper. You know, they get to see their work actually making a difference in the company or the game. In their case, the game. It's kind of like a kicker. You know, the Broncos if that kicker would have hit that field goal, would have kicked that field goal for the Broncos, we might not never would have saw the Raiders in the Super Bowl. But he missed. He could not see the difference because he had a chance. He had a chance, but it just didn't happen. So when you get your chance to shine, you gotta do it. You gotta get your opportunity to shine. If I'm in a barbershop and I know it's filled, and I know we slam packed that day, we so slam packed people standing up. I'm speeding up on my cuts. Now I am perfecting them to where the customer's happy, but instead of lollygagging and maybe boom, I'm going in an overdrive. I'm focused. I'm gained. I'm going in an overdrive. I'm getting them in. I'm getting them out. I'm setting a goal for myself. 20 to 25 minutes per cut, where normally it used to be 30 minutes to 35. So guess 30 minutes to 40 minutes. So guess what? If it's 30 minutes to 40 minutes, I'm trading a minute. I'm trading an hour. If I'm only getting one person a cut, if it's at 40 and 2, maybe if it's at 30. But guess what? Now if I'm at 20 to 25, now I'm getting 2. So you say, okay, 2, and you do that over 5 hours. So that's an extra 5 cuts that I was able to get because I focused. And I wanted to make a difference in Jay's barbershop. And know what? And as a result, the difference that I see is everybody gets to go home at a decent time and spend time with their family. So instead of people leaving around 8:30, 9 o'clock on that Friday night, now we're leaving at 7 o'clock and we still got time to make it to a restaurant or just to relax. We get to enjoy ourselves. That's the difference. That's the difference that I'm able to see if I'm working at Jay's and I put in more. I put in more into my work. Employees get to see their work actually make a difference in the company. And now the customers are happy. As a result, they're steady coming back. Now we're getting ready to move down to what employees can get more custom compensation packages. Now, I like that right there. Custom compensation packages. You know, you always hear, don't discuss what you make with your others. You know, when I was in the military, everybody in the same MOS, everybody in the military don't get the same bonuses. This guy, the military, they might, I was a 92 Alpha. At the time, they was giving, I think, 0.5 and 1s type bonuses. I don't know what it is now. It seems like it's a lot better. But I would see guys like infantry guys, they was getting 1.5s and 2-point bonuses, so which means they was getting a lot more money. But hey, that's why as I came in, it's about saying you don't always, each package is custom based on the job need, basically. So if you got as we stated earlier, a high impact employee, and I'm working, when Jay see me working and cutting, and I feel like I want to leave, and I feel like, man, Jay might say, you know what, Rick, I got something for you. I know you're paying $200 a week. I know you're paying $200 a week in booth rent. I'm gonna drop it down. I'm gonna drop it down to $150. I'm gonna say thank you, because now that's my insurance on my car. Or now there's more money coming into my house. That is a custom. But Jay gonna say, don't let anybody else know. If I hear about it, you know what I mean? That's a custom compensation packages. Your high impact, your cleaning crews, your high impact employee, he might have a better, he's doing 5 buildings, the same amount of square footage as the other high impact employee, but he's getting done more, the people are happier. So you know what? You're going to give him a custom compensation. you say, you know what, I'm going to increase your pay. It might be by 10, 25%, but still, that is money extra that he is earning. It's different from the other person. Flexible work schedule. Everybody wants a flexible work schedule. But guess what? If you put in the work, as we talked about in custom compensation, I'm pretty sure that you can get a flexible work schedule. What we're talking about flexible work schedules, I mean, we're talking about where you work 4 days, and get paid. Like, you get paid for 5 days, like RN. Some RNs, they got a flexible work schedule. They work, what, 36 hours and get paid for 40. They do 3 days. 12-hour shifts, 36 hours, and they get paid, what? They get paid for a full work week, full workload. So that's a flexible work schedule. Military, they can have a flexible work schedule. I remember back when I was in, we did sometimes training. We didn't do no PT on Thursdays, went to work at 9, and was home on a good day at 1, on a bad day by 3 o'clock. That's what I consider a flexible work schedule. And employees like it because the next day we'll be motivated to go do our little 2-mile, 3-mile, or 4-mile run, whichever the first sergeant said we have to run. So pretty much work. Or also, another case of point dealing with military, a flexible work schedule is paying to get out of PT. I was one, 51st. I was in 51st, and we was notorious for paying $5 to get out of PT on Friday because we knew we was gonna go clubbing on Thursday. So therefore, we make, you see what I'm saying? Flexible work schedule. All right, I think that sums it up. We're gonna move on to the slide 5. All right. Help. Now, I like this little comment. See that? Department of Workforce Solutions. Help wanted, now hiring, immediate job will supply within, we're doubling. Look, another sign of recovery. You know what that means? That's right, another sign of recovery. But guess what? The unemployment rate has dropped. Did y'all know that unemployment rate has dropped? I mean, that's good, especially under this administration. It got up to like 9 point something. Now it's down to about, I want to say 7.5, 7.8 as of last week. Now, that's the Unemployment Benefits Office. So guess what? Get out the military, get you on the planes. Apply for those benefits. Don't get your money. All right, let's go to slide 6. How to find employees. Like you just showed, unemployment office. You definitely go there. There is no way that it's best to find employees. However, here are some methods that small firms use. Walk-ins. Put a hiring sign up and guess what? You might just have some people, depending on your location, actually come in. Now what, I see that you're hiring. What positions are you hiring for? People just walk in off the street. So you might get every type of employee, but that is a way to find employees. It's inexpensive, but quality varies. As I said, you might get any and every type of person looking for a type of job. All right, help wanted advertising. Signs and classifieds. You see it in the paper. We got Thrifty Nickel. You got El Paso Times. You see it all in the paper where people put classifieds. They go through looking for a veterinarian, looking for an electrician, looking for a technician, or some people even advertise themselves. If you are looking for a great mechanic, can you please call 915 so and so, so and so, so and so. All right, and it's free. Then they put signs up. They might have a big sign that say "Help Wanted." This way, point towards your business. And it's now schools, useful education. Now, some people actually go to schools. You can go to a barber school. You can go to some of the local barbering schools here, colleges, and say, hey, I'm opening up a shop. Guess what? I'm about to hire. So I need to open up a shop. I need to hire a couple of barbers. Who is your top 6? Or give me your top 10, and you just choose the ones that you want. For your, if you got an auto mechanic place, you might go down to the local auto body school and say, guess what? I'm opening up a shop. Who is your best? Because guess what? A lot of times when you get people out of school, they just want a job. So it could be a little bit less. All right? Moving on. So everybody said useful education skills, interns. Interns are always good because you can go to the school, you go to these universities and put non-paid internship. Free labor. It's perfectly legal. Public Employment Office. No cost, untrained employees. They're trying to just do what? They're trying to lower down the rate. Private employment agencies. There is a fee, workers with specialized skills. You know, I am a firm believer in private employment agencies. Because you know what, you get what you pay for. It might cost you a little bit extra, but at least you're getting what you look for. So therefore, the learning curve is already to be short. They have a general idea. So if you're looking for, i.e. secretary, that secretary has already been in that scope, has already done it. Maybe not so in your if you're going to need a secretary for barbering, maybe not in your area, but guess what? The basics are still there. So her learning curve, or his learning curve, will be short. Moving on to temporary help agencies. Same as private employment agencies, good, but temporary, good for seasonal work and trying out workers. Same principle apply. You can always buy these employees out of their contracts. Moving on to internet recruiting. Convenient but can generate fake applicants. You know, you got your Indeed, you got your Career Builder, your Monster, but you don't know who you're getting. But I have, matter of fact, for my prior job, I went through another company, Indeed.com. You know, so whoever watching that video, this video, I am getting a shout out to Indeed.com. Hey, Indeed, make sure you send me my check for giving y'all, endorsing you all. You did give me that job. Appreciate it. All right. Convenient but can generate fake applicants. I wasn't a fake applicant. I came through and I made it happen. All right. Employee referrals. Saves money, can be trusted, less turnover. And this is, I say from personal experiences, this is sketchy. When it says employee referrals, the reason why I say it's sketchy because you hope that those employees are referring. You using your employees to screen out those applicants. Because guess what? You use this job that I work. They give us $250 for every person we brought on board. But that person had to be there 6 months, but we didn't get that. So one, you give them a 6 month before we get to 250, and then two, that person mentally gonna say, go down there. Who do I know that need a job? Who do I know need a job right now? Okay, I know they need a job, but guess what? The so-and-so, they always looking for a job. They only stay at a job for 3 months. They're not gonna make the 6 months. But I know this person was on their last job for 3-4 years. So then you probably go with that person. Now, executive search firms, headhunters, high cost, able to do wide range search. So now, since this class is pretty much pertaining to my fellow military veterans and active duty. Now, headhunters, it's another headhunter out there called Orion. Orion is a great headhunter. I'm talking about if you got the skills that they're looking for, shucks, you can come out making 50,000, close to 60,000. Because while they're going to get paid, I got a cousin, he went through them. Case in point, cousin went through them. So they got making 105,000 out in California. So they made 6,000 off of him. They made he said 6 or 7,000 off of him. But headhunters are definitely good. So Orion is a good headhunter that you all can use. Now for you all as being a small business firm, I don't think you need to go to Orion. Do you want to pay that $6,000 or $7,000? Probably, or they might say 3,000. When what you could really do is go to a temp agency or a private employment agency and pay a couple of $100. So which makes a lot more sense. This wraps up slide 6, how to find employees. There is no way that it's best to find employees. However, here are some methods that small firms use. All right? Thank you. Internet recruiting, temporary help agency, private employees, I really do like, and even schools depending on what sector you're in. Diversity in the workforce. What do y'all think when y'all hear this word diversity? What do y'all hear? What do y'all think? Tell me, diversity. Tell me, variety. All right. Anybody else? Variety. Going once, going twice. Right, only 3 times. All right, we sold variety. I agree. So workforce diversity is differences among employees on such dimensions as gender, age, ethnicity, and race. In many cases, hiring more workers from diverse groups can help a company maintain good relations with an increasingly mixed client or customer base. The challenge for human resource managers is to adapt a more diverse pool of potential employees. With the country we're in is what? United States. It is very diverse. Very diverse. You see, very diverse, very open. But guess what? We're going to narrow this thing down to say, hey, if you try to take on all of a city, for your business, you wanna hit every, it's only smart. In a barbering business, or a car business, you wanna have whatever your majority employees are. So you got African American, you got Caucasian, you got the Hispanic culture. You wanna have, why not have, what they're saying is, hire somebody from each one of those backgrounds. That way you can be more appealing. I mean, we could be more appealing. It's pretty simple. That's why I'm saying being more diverse. Because you have some customers that they feel more comfortable and more ease in dealing with a certain salesman. Adapting to diversity is important, not only because the workforce is becoming more diverse, but also because diversity in itself can be a good thing because of the positive effect it has on a problem solving and creativity. We're not going to really get too much deep on this right here. We're going to focus on the positive effect just of this statement. Adapting to diversity, let me read it again. Adapting to diversity is important not only because the workforce is becoming more diverse, but also because diversity in itself can be a good thing. That's positive. Can diversity be a good thing? Because guess what? Skittles. You got 5 packs. You got your original, the red pack, and you got what? You got your tropical. You got your wild berry. You got your sour. Cream. And then like a cream or tangy. So that's 5 flavors. That's diversity right there. Evidence suggests that various forms of diversity are beneficial, especially when innovation is important to a firm's competitiveness. Did we not say that earlier about marketing? How can you reach the client? You're trying to appeal to different markets. Trying to appeal to the Hispanic market, to the African American market, to the Asian market, also to the Caucasian market. So therefore, why not have people on your team from those backgrounds? That's when it says forms of diversity are beneficial. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Especially when innovation is important. Because each one of those people that you have in those positions on your team, they have some innovation or they would not be there. And I'm going to sum it up like this. You don't think that having those 5 different flavors of Skittles is beneficial to the maker of Skittles? You know it is. So therefore, diversity in the workplace. I want you in the workforce. While job description is important, job description is an outline or summary of the work to be performed for a particular position. So knowing that job requirements permits more intelligent selection of applicants for specific positions. Duties listed in job description should not be defined too narrowly to avoid "that's not my job" mentality. You hear that? That's not my job mentality. Therefore, you don't want employees saying, "That's not my job description." Do not have it narrowly, keep it broad, general, specifics, and also add this line. Job duties do come up at the manager's discretion. That way, you always can go back to that. Moving on to the next slide. Job specifications. Job specification is a list of skills and abilities to perform a specific job. If you do not specify important aspects of the job and how it is to be done in detail, underline, the Americans with Disabilities Act presumes that an employee can go about the actual job duties in a way he or she wants to, regardless of company policy. So therefore, how to list the skills that's required and ability to perform that job. So therefore, you would not be in violation with the American with Disabilities Act, or better yet, that he or she cannot do the job that they think they can, and it's not company policy. All right, precise wording of a job description will determine whether an employee in that job is eligible for overtime pay. It will also bring focus to the work of employees, provide direction and training, and supply a framework to guide performance reviews. So, if you feel like you're going to give overtime pay, put it in the job description. Put it in the job description. So when you're going through your hiring agency, you're in there recruiting, or whatever whoever you're going to go through, as we mentioned earlier, one of those people looking for a job, make sure your job description is already set, ready to go, before you put the job out. Now, we have went over, this will conclude week 7, day 1, lesson for the day, human resource management. We'll continue right here tomorrow. And remember one thing about skills. Taste the rainbow.